How many people work for LeafLink?
We have about 130, 140.
That's it?
right now.
And
I
where
thought there would be way more.
well, it's the technology. The computer does all the work.
Yeah, you still need support, though. You know what I mean? Like,
130 people like him is a pretty big deal.
that is a big deal.
If I had 130 people like him and some weapons, I would probably weapons a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I'd probably run the Middle East. Right?
Yeah, right.
Come on, you could help me there. If I said there's 130 of you and we have an arsenal, come on, we would take over like at least Gaza. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
That's
God.
probably bad to say.
Here we go.
That was easy for them. They didn't need 130 of you. Sorry, I'm going way down the line.
We have all the weapons.
Wait, no, but I'm just, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm humbled by the presence of LeafLink here, It is, everybody talks about you guys. You guys are such a big deal
Yeah.
if you're involved in the supply chain.
Yeah, we're really kind of function as that central point connecting a lot of the industry and making everyone's lives a little bit easier for them. Exactly like you were saying.
Yeah.
Let all of our customers do what they do best.
Right.
Whether that's make their best product
Right.
or as a retail chain, figure out how you bring in more customers and do that, and let us help you connect the two of them.
How many dispensaries, independent retail dispensaries are on the LeafLink platform nationwide? Back at Benzinga, Miami 2024, interviewing fantastic individuals. There's so much content available on a one-on-one basis when you're walking the halls of Benzinga. And I'm here with co-host
Max Uas from Dope SEO.
Dimitri.
Co-hostess with the most.
He is a good co-host. But it is a great honor. One of the most important companies in the cannabis ecosphere currently as we speak. Michael, what did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, is here with us, hanging out here. I'm not sure what you guys are doing at Benzinga, but we haven't met before, so you're going to meet him as I meet him. I'm very familiar with this company. I know how important they are. So this is an exciting interview for me because I get to learn about Michael, what he's doing here at Benzinga, LeafLink, what they have going on, who they are, what they're doing next, etc. So how are you doing, Michael?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Good. So what do you do at LeafLink?
Yeah, so I'm Senior Director of Product Management at LeafLink. I oversee our commerce solutions domain, which includes things such as advertising and retail tools to really help both buyers and sellers grow their business and operate more effectively, as well as our financial suite of products, including direct pay and flexible payments, which enable buyers to pay for invoices a little bit easier than they're able to do in cannabis normally.
And for our listeners who don't know, could you tell us about what LeafLink is and how it originated? Maybe if you start with the journey of like when LeafLink started, we can get to where it's at now.
Yeah, so LeafLink...
Take your time. This is a big question, a lot of information here. LeafLink is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, LeafLink is a wholesale marketplace that connects manufacturers, brands, distributors with retail dispensary chains and enables the ordering of all of their wholesale product.
Like a modern day Agora.
Yeah.
What's Agora?
Agora, it's ancient Greek marketplace
Oh.
where everybody came and did business and
Gotcha. So like a
Socrates
bazaar.
yeah, bazaar. Yeah.
Okay.
Socrates was
Yeah.
like got in trouble there. Sorry, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. So
He's like,
we
where's this guy
started.
going?
It's like Agora. I was like, no, because you hear these words, and I'm like, all right, like that one didn't process for me.
But it's a good way to describe
okay.
LeafLink.
It
You
is.
guys are Agora. It's a tough-
Exactly.
So when did it
Yeah.
start?
We started in 2016. Started with our two co-founders looking to help facilitate how cannabis transactions could happen more effectively and bring that e-commerce type experience to cannabis. Really started with a lot of customer discovery in the Colorado market. That's where we initially launched with some brands and retailers there, and have since grown to just about every state in the country. Every state that has either med or adult use is where LeafLink is present now.
It is an unbelievable success story. A lot of great things originally out of Colorado. They saw a need. They saw a problem. They had a solution.
They went and did it.
Did it in
you know?
Colorado.
Yeah, they went and did it.
They mastered it. And you know what state was a second after Colorado?
I'm not. Michigan is typically like our next biggest.
How long have you been with
adopter.
LeafLink?
I have been here for 2 years at this
2
point.
years. So you guys are now in all medical and adult use states pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much every state. There's certainly our penetration differs some state to state, but available in every state that is adult and med legal. There's a number of states that we have most of the transactions in the state kind of flow through our platform, but really looking to expand to everywhere that it's available.
And that's absolutely correct. And tell us why LeafLink is important and how it functions, on kind of like how the back end functions, because it's a connector basically.
Right. So we really help if you're a dispensary chain looking to buy your wholesale product. You can go on LeafLink and see all the available brands within that state that are registered for LeafLink. Place all your orders centrally, add them to a shopping cart, click purchase, and then all of those orders get sent out to the brands for them to fulfill and deliver to your store.
And when you mean brands, you're like flower brands, vape pen brands, all SKUs.
Edibles, everything. Yeah. So essentially, if you're looking to... So, all right, so, because I'm really curious, because there's basically...
Do you understand what they do?
No, I do know what they do.
You know how big of a deal it is?
No, I know, because essentially...
They have probably have 10,000 SKUs on
Dude, do you know how many places I've spoken to where it's like, I'm a cultivator, you know what I mean? And like, how many cultivators and brands, like, just launching, don't know how to market themselves or do anything beyond, like, I'm just really good at fucking growing, or I'm really good at just, like, making a product, but I don't know how to sell it.
First thing you do is call LeafLink.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they go to LeafLink then, and then they register with LeafLink, and then LeafLink provides basically, here you go. You know what I mean? It's like anybody that wants to work with you can now work with you within that state. So it creates a phenomenal just supply chain, and I think from a new business to like even a business that's been around for a while. You know what I mean? Like being accessible. Most brands, most cultivators, most growers, most anybody that isn't retail, their general marketing is pretty trash. You know what I mean? Other than like 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find a website. You're not going to find
They don't do marketing.
No, I know. But but here's the thing: they don't need to do the marketing because the retailers that sell need the product to sell in their store.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing. It's the food chain. It's the supply chain of it all.
But is there for example, all the different brands, all the different flower brands who are all listed on LeafLink, say for example in Arizona?
Yep.
How do they differentiate themselves to the dispensaries, to the retailers? They're all on your platform. They're all there.
Yeah, so really comes down to on our platform, we have a lot of functionality for the brands describing their product, mentioning what the THC content is, giving that description so that as you're a retailer, even if you're unfamiliar with them, you can easily see the product, you see images, you see a description, very similar to what you experience as consumers when you go on a website and shopping their product, that same level of discoverability. In addition, we also have some advertising products available that let either the sell side advertise to dispensary chains on the platform. So as you log in, you kind of get some ads prompted to you, both from here are brands that we have, sponsored brands, as well as recommended products.
That's valuable ad space there.
Exactly.
That's extremely valuable ad space for, it's like, hey, looking for something to fill? How crazy has it been for 420?
We definitely see a lot of big order volume spikes.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there's people pre-planning for everything.
Yeah, it really starts about a month ahead of time. So we see that peak.
I want to dive deeper into LeafLink and how it works and the importance, because this is a very significant part of the cannabis ecosphere, the supply chain as it exists. Now, you guys have to function under state-by-state, interstate model.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
How challenging is that?
It is certainly very complex. Just the nuances of every state, what they're everything from what can be sold to the different tax structures, and making sure that appears appropriately on all of our orders. I joke, I've worked before Cannabis. There's more complexity here between two states that neighbor each other than I used to deal with across different countries or continents.
What were you doing before LeafLink?
Before this, I was also in the product management space, kind of technology, for other big e-commerce and financial services companies.
See, this is LeafLink brings on a guy like this. How many people work for LeafLink?
We have about 130, 140.
That's it?
Right now.
And
I thought there would be way more.
Well, it's the technology. The computer does all the work.
Yeah, you still need support, though. You know what I mean? Like,
130 people like him is a pretty big deal.
that is a big deal.
If I had 130 people like him and some weapons, I would probably weapons,
Cyberdyne
a little bit
systems.
of money.
Yeah.
I'd probably run the Middle East. Right?
Yeah, right.
Come on, you could help me there. If I said there's 130 of you and we have an arsenal, come on, we would take over like at least Gaza. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
That's
God.
probably bad to say.
Here we go.
That was easy for them. They didn't need 130 of you. Sorry, I'm going way down the line.
We have all the weapons.
Wait, no, but I'm just, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm humbled by the presence of LeafLink here, It is, everybody talks about you guys. You guys are such a big deal if you're involved in the supply chain.
Yeah, we're really kind of function as that central point connecting a lot of the industry and making everyone's lives a little bit easier for them, exactly like you were saying.
Yeah.
Let all of our customers do what they do best,
right.
Whether that's make their best product
right.
or as a retail chain, figure out how you bring in more customers and do that, and let us help you connect the two of them.
How many dispensaries, independent retail dispensaries are on the LeafLink platform nationwide? You happen to know?
Yeah, we have pretty close to 8,000.
They have the data.
Catch that number. 8,000 retailers rely on what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a massive number.
Now, here's a question. How many cultivators and brands are on there?
I think we are up to probably close to a little over 2,000, around there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Well, because there's a lot of places. Can
No, I
you
was gonna
explain
say-
why? Why is it so few compared to retail? I mean, it's a complicated question. I could speculate, but you might have a better answer than me.
I feel like it's Sparta. You know what I mean? Like, I will be there.
There's some reasons for that.
No, there's obviously retail chains have multiple stores across each one, so you see a lot of that multiplicative factor on that side. And then as brands, a lot of times what we see is we have one broader seller account, but they have multiple brand entities associated with them.
Is Florida use LeafLink?
We are live in Florida and available. We don't see much traction right now in Florida, given its vertical.
Right.
A little bit less of a need for an e-commerce experience when you're only buying from yourself.
Right.
But
you're own just growing for yourself to sell in your own stores.
So what do you guys? I mean, I would love to hang out with more of you guys, like around your water cooler and stuff.
Yeah.
Because when this thing flips from intrastate to interstate, somebody should call you guys and say, hey,
we have
what do you guys think from a policy perspective? Can you give us some instructions? And you know what I'm saying? People should be talking to you and your think tank of an organization, and hopefully you guys have
a think tank.
Time to think. Let's speculate a little bit about the transition and stuff.
Well, here's my question. Hold on. Here's my question. Is there if this happens, contingency plan? You know what I mean? In the works for interstate commerce.
So just think through the,
Yeah. We have a great policy team at LeafLink that's dedicated to talking about it both at each market level as well as working at meeting with different regulators and things across the country to expand that. Certainly something that in the back of our head, I think everyone in the industry is thinking about of what does that world look like when we get there.
Right.
Obviously, given where we're at now, don't have concrete plans in motion of how that would achieve or anything, but definitely something that we think the need that we're serving would exist regardless of if it becomes you can now trade across states or not, and maybe even more so from a discoverability side.
And I don't know who your second competitor is, but I don't. There's nobody that everybody else talks about.
I don't think there really is. I
LeafLink.
think if anything, you guys have localized kind of market competitors who have tried to pop up these marketplace things. I don't know any other national competitor to you.
Yeah, there's certainly some that have kind of started local on their own, and definitely we see other companies do try to.
Right. How does that feel to be the apex predator in the marketplace?
I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is how things work. Because it's not about pharmaceutical, it's not about big tobacco, it's always about big money and people who know how to do things. And so if Jeff Bezos is watching this podcast, he should be thinking to himself, I need to call the leadership at LeafLink and figure out how to acquire you guys, how to take your system, take your model. This is reality.
Of Amazon.
This is reality. But you guys have all that data and all those points and all those. Can I invest in you guys?
Are you publicly traded?
No. But here's the thing: you guys
you
guys are massive. You're ripe for an acquisition.
Is there a Bezos plan? That's the question.
I don't spend a lot of time, thinking about LeafLink. But now that you're sitting here, I'm thinking about it. What? Bezos is talking to the owner of LeafLink. Is he? I'm just kidding. You can't say that.
Don't start spreading rumors like that.
It would be news to me.
Is LeafLink an investable company? Is it private?
It is private right now, yeah.
Is it?
We went through a Series D last year.
Right. Are you guys looking to raise capital?
Right now, we raised capital last year, so we're in a pretty good spot right now. Not
Because
really.
Benzinga capital raising place. What are you doing here at Benzinga? Just
Yeah, so we're really focused on meeting our customers where they are, kind of getting to know them a little bit more, as well as walking them through some of our financial services products and how we can better help them, if they're a buyer, pay for their invoices, pay for them on time, simplify some of their accounts payable processes, and on the sell side, simplify their accounts receivable processes.
Because I think that's a big thing too. And I don't know, you weren't in California, but I know that there was that video that dropped a couple months ago about one of the retailers who were like, "Yeah, we never pay the mom and pops. We keep a couple $100,000 or a couple million a year by not paying the smaller farms, the smaller distributors, the smaller manufacturers." So I feel like having a service that allows, whether you're large or small, the ability to get paid by who you're giving product to simplifies and streamlines a whole lot of operations.
Is that what you meant by
nonsense.
financial services?
Yeah,
You're talking about
exactly. Like just paying those invoices and making it a lot easier for people to pay the bills for the products that they're ordering.
So it's not a 180
on
day, 300 something day,
Terms.
6-month terms. I can't imagine selling them, like creating a product, and then you don't pay me for 6 months after you sold it,
But
probably within a week.
But how much do you guys get involved in the financial aspect of the transaction?
That's what our new product, targeted called Direct Pay, is really focused on, is enabling similar to ACH style payments, but retailers, they go ahead on all of their invoices, they click authorize, which then pays it on the due date, or they can pay now, and enabling retailers to directly pay each of the sellers as they're placing those orders or as those invoices are coming due.
And if somebody gave you guys like $5 billion, $10 billion, you could also finance these transactions on both sides somehow.
Then they would have to essentially be a bank. There's a lot of weird laws that go into
LeafLink
that.
Bank.
Yeah, but they would have to be
Bank
there.
of LeafLink.
There is a lot of red tape.
That's okay. That's okay. You got to dream. You
I
got
know you got to dream big.
We
But
do
I don't
have
think-
some
I don't think-
partnerships with some other financial institutions.
See, this thing's
that
going
enable
on.
I'm not saying that there's not. I'm
No,
just
there
saying, like,
is.
to be a bank, you got to
some
be
underwriting.
Yeah.
It's something that we call flexible payments through LeafLink, which enables a retailer to say, this is when I got the product, it's been delivered, the brand gets paid at that point in time, or the seller, and then the retailer pays our payments partner 30 days later. So it gives the retailer a little bit more terms.
30 days isn't bad. You know what I mean? It's a lot better than 6 months or not getting paid at all. So
And then does your finance partner take the risk at that point?
Yeah, they do. There's an interest rate associated with it that they get, but
that's
yeah,
that's even smarter though, because there is an interest rate. Yeah.
They go through some underwriting, similar process to making sure that they feel good about that.
Obviously, you work for LeafLink, so you have the inside track on understanding LeafLink. But if an outsider wanted to
Get in.
understand the company more, is there like YouTube videos, or is there like on the website, or is there like informational stuff?
Yeah. If you just go to leaflink.com, lots of great information there about what we do, all of our different offerings, all of our different products. And then we do have accessible videos on, once you sign up for LeafLink, how to use it, different walkthroughs like that and stuff. But everything's available at leaflink.com.
What's your favorite state to work in?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Ooh.
I took a trip out to Missouri about a month and a half ago. That was great. Kind of meet everyone there. Some really interesting grow facilities on that side where a lot of really cool technology on that front was in place, which was cool. Obviously, LeafLink is headquartered in New York, so a little bit partial to that market, that we can get out and meet some of the great customers we have there.
Who has the best regulations that work and integrate best with your platform?
That's a great question. We try to be pretty flexible and work with every state. We're integrated
handle
with
it no matter what.
Yeah, we're integrated with both Metric and BioTrack to help ease some of those compliance workflows, make everyone's life a little bit easier there from automation.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. You got to understand, they could be, with the proper strategy and the proper financing, the proper shifts. There's very few companies that are positioned
From a supply
to be
chain,
as,
yeah,
did
absolutely.
you get some shares in the company when you took the job? They gave you a little bonus this year.
Sure. Equity.
This guy.
As a
Yes.
startup, we get definitely have some equity for
Awesome,
some employees.
awesome, good stuff. No, but you are working with probably the number one and most important company in cannabis. I mean, Weed Maps is a pretty big deal too. They're a little bit more on the marketing side, But what you guys do is absolutely incredible, and it's a pleasure. You're the first person that I've met from LeafLink.
Oh, wow.
That's
Thanks for
crazy.
having me, and really appreciate that note.
Yeah, that's really bizarre. I didn't really.
No, in all these years. You
Wow.
know, I mean, I meet a lot of people. I deal with a lot of activists, a lot of different companies.
Yeah.
Dispensaries, cultivators, retailers, manufacturers, delivery, all this stuff. But I never, the LeafLink guys are like this mysterious organization behind the scenes that you never really get to meet.
No, we're
Yeah,
trying
you
to
guys don't
definitely
do a
get out
lot
there.
of trade shows.
We're starting to again.
Yeah,
we're at this one. We were at MJ BizCon.
Yeah.
At Meat Candle. A couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
You guys, we should talk to you about our big MJ BizCon plan. We're going to see if they're going to do that, but we'll talk about that off camera. But it has been a pleasure, and please, if there's any other executives or anybody else who wants to shed more light on LeafLink and what you guys do, give us a behind-the-scenes tour kind of stuff, we would love to share it with our audience out there, because our audience is B2B. It's people who want to understand the cannabis industry, and I can think of no better way of, there's a lot of angles to this ecosphere. There's a lot of agendas. There's a lot of different perspectives. There's a lot of different stuff, but if you really want to get into logistics of the whole thing, of the supply chain of the whole thing, of the marketplace of the whole thing, the Agora, you guys, I mean, there's a lot of things happen connected to the Agora. People are getting laid, people are getting married and stuff, but to actually be the Agora, you guys are the Agora.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
This has been a pleasure interviewing you. So sorry I talk so much. I'm a little starstruck by the company. So well, you're cool too, Michael, but you made a good choice working for LeafLink.
That I did.
I see big things coming from these guys.
Absolutely.
So Google LeafLink, follow it, look at it, understand it,
Yep.
and take a deep dive in the cannabis industry, and you will have steps, you'll be at advantage, you'll be ahead of everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely here to help, so definitely check us out. Excited to meet everyone listening.
All right, we
Great to meet you.
will be back with more members of the LeafLink team, and
Will we?
We'll get deep, in the future. And
Okay.
we'll dive deeper into who they are and what they do.
Oh, yeah.
But now everybody's just going to go to the website and figure it out for
Yeah,
themselves.
they'll just do that themselves.
We
so.
become irrelevant, but that's okay.
That's all right.
We're like
We're a
guys.
catalyst. We're a catalyst.
We
You
blow
know,
this
we
ship
help.
into the water and let it sail forth. This has been another episode of Meat Unshackled.
We're